Hello everyone and welcome. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you probably already know that I own a 50-foot drain auger from Harbor Freight. You probably also know that I've been complaining for a long time how the Harbor Freight drain snake is not long enough for my plumbing problems. Unfortunately, Harbor Freight only sells a 50-foot drain snake and nothing longer. So I looked around for a long time trying to find a good quality, reasonably priced drain auger that was longer than what I currently have. Well, after a lot of searching, I finally found the drain auger that fits my needs. You'll be surprised when I tell you that I got this 75-foot drain snake for less money than what Harbor Freight charges for their 50-foot drain snake. I got a longer drain auger at a cheaper price from Vevor. This site Vevor has a ton of heavy-duty industrial equipment at very reasonable prices. So I ordered this 75-foot snake, and here it is. So today we're going to take a look at this puppy and see if I made the right choice in getting this. But before we do that, if you enjoy watching honest tool and product reviews, plus helpful DIY projects, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I produce another product review video or a DIY video. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Alright, so this is the 75-foot, 1/2 inch drain cleaning auger from Vevor, available at the Vevor site, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this unit retails for $273.99. And they also have a 50-foot and a 100-foot. Like I said, this is a 75 by 1/2 inch. They have a 50-foot and a 100-foot by 1/2 inch. They also have a 50-foot and a 100-foot by 3/8 inch. So you have a lot to choose from depending on your situation. And in this case, I chose to go with the open cage. They also have a closed cage. I'll go into a lot more detail on this in a little bit. But you have a lot of choices of several different types of snake augers to choose from. And if I do find any coupons, I'll be sure to put them down in the description below. So if you're interested in this, check that out first before you go to the website. Anyway, so what do you get when you open the box? Well, you get the drain auger itself. You get 4 cutting heads that are attached on the back. I'll show you that in a little bit. You get some gloves to help you do this without hurting your hands. And you get an owner's manual that tells you everything about the unit, warranty, all that kind of good stuff. Now, the dimensions on this unit are 13 inches in width, 17 inches in length, and 20 inches in height. And the unit weighs 77 pounds. The warranty on this item is 12 months. So any trouble whatsoever, contact Vevor, they'll take care of you. And like I said, this is a 75-foot drain auger and is 1/2 inch steel core cable. Now the 4 heads that come with it are for cutting, boring, scraping, hair clogs, etc. So pretty much any condition that you're going to run into if you have a drain clog. This unit is powered by a 370 watt motor that produces 1700 RPMs. It has a built-in GFCI switch, as you can see there on the bottom. And it also has an air-activated foot control switch, as you can see right next to it. So this unit is great for drain cleaning of clogs in sinks and pipes anywhere from 1 inch to 4 inch. So you can do drain cleanouts or mainline stoppages or anything in between. This is a very industrial grade snake auger that can take care of any plumbing issues that you may have. So let's take a little closer look at this unit and see what it has. Alright guys, so let's look a little deeper into all the different features and so forth that this unit has so we can get a little better acquainted with it. So like I said, this is the 75-footer. They do have 50 and 100-footers. And this is the 1/2 inch. They do have 1/2 and 3/8 inch. Now to start off, you can see that I chose the open cage design this time around because the one that I got from Harbor Freight is the closed cage design. And I found that it's a little bit difficult to drain all the water out after you're done fixing a drain problem. So when you pull the snake back into the drum, you're going to get some water that comes back with it. And then getting it all out of there can be a little difficult with the closed design. With this open design, I'm hoping it'll be a whole heck of a lot easier. And I don't want the drain snake to get all rusty and crusty over years of use. And here's a little pro tip for you. One thing that I've done with the Harbor Freight unit, and it has worked out really well for me, when you have one of these snakes and you're done with it, clean it out when you put it back. If you need to hose it off, go ahead and hose it off and get all the drain garbage off of it. And then when you're done with that, let it air out for a bit. And before you put it away, soak it in WD-40. That way you get rid of a lot of the water that is on the snake itself, and you'll keep it from rusting out while it's being stored away. So WD-40, it's kept my other drain auger rust-free for like over 10 years. So that really works out really, really well. So anyway, like I said, there you have the open cage design. There you have the GFCI switch right there. And in case you're curious, the electrical cord is 6 foot long. And there you have the air-activated foot switch right there. And in case you're curious, that hose is 5 foot long. So that tells you how far those will reach. And there you have your typical drain auger design, very portable. And you have the band strap right there that turns it from the motor right up above. There you have the controls right there for forward and reverse. And you're supposed to only use it in forward, okay? A lot of people may not know this and they cause problems for themselves. Only use it in reverse if you have a problem. If it gets stuck and you can't pull it back out, turn to reverse. But generally always going in and going out, do it in forward, all right? So keep that in mind if you have had problems in the past. And down here is where you have the storage for all the cutting heads. And again, there are 2 different designs available. This one has it where they hang out on the back like this, which I'm going to try it this time and see if it's good, because the other design on some of the other models, like the Harbor Freight one, is that it has a little box, like the control box right there. Very similar to that. It has another little box on the other side of the motor where you store all your cutting heads. And I found that little box to be a little bit of a pain in the butt because it opens up randomly without you knowing, and some of the heads go flying out. And I have found that I've had to go back and pick them up. I didn't even realize they had fallen out. So that's something to keep in mind. With this one, it's spring loaded. As you can see right here, it's spring loaded, and then you just take the bits and pieces out of it when you need to use it. So that's it right there, spring loaded, back in place it goes, and you don't need to worry about it falling off. So hopefully this will keep them in place. They can jiggle around and they won't fall out of there. So I'm hoping that's a little bit better. And also it helps to keep them out to air out and prevent them from getting rusty. So this one, I chose to go a couple different ways, different than what I currently have with the Harbor Freight one, and see if this design works out a little bit better for me. So let's look around a little more. And you can see the unit right there, the Vevor design. I don't know if you say that Vevor, doesn't matter. Anyway, the site has a lot of industrial equipment. Go check it out. If you're interested in a lot of this stuff, you may find something very interesting you like there. So there you go. That's a closer look at the unit right there. All right, guys, so here we are taking a closer look at the front end of the unit itself, the business end of the unit itself. And the snake, you can pull it out, and as you see, it has a slotted area right there. And different units will have different screws for it. Like the Harbor Freight has a regular flathead screw. This one has a Allen key design right there. So this is an Allen screw. That's why you saw the Allen key on the back. And what you do basically is you take whatever cutting head you want, like in this case, that's the spade head right there, slip it into there, and then attach it with the screw that goes in. You just attach the screw, tighten it up, put it nice and tight, and that's it. You're basically ready to go. You have the spade head right there. You put that into the drain, shove it in until you get something. You start twisting and cutting so you break through the drain clog, and away you go, and that's all you do. And like I said, this comes out and goes back in. And you can do that manually, or you can do it while it's turning. Obviously, you can, this is why I tell you, you need to use reverse to pull it back in. When you pull it out like that into the drain, you just push it back manually. This is a manual snake drain auger. This does not have the attachment on the front, the power unit to move it back and forth. This one you have to do manually. Don't think that using reverse will pull it back in, because it doesn't. Reverse just changes the spin of the drum. So just keep it going forward and then just pull it back in, pull it out of the drain, put it back into the unit itself, and that way you'll prevent kinks and bends and all that kind of stuff back there. So there you go. Now, normally what I would do is show you how to use this on a drain, but I don't have any clogged drains right now, so I'm not going to use this on a clogged drain. The whole point of this basically is to introduce you to the unit, show you the brand new unit that I got, tell you about the features of it and so forth. And when I do have another clog, which I generally have them like once a year, I will use this unit to clean out the drain, and I will videotape that and show you exactly how it works when I have a drain clog. But right now, I don't. Unfortunately, the stars didn't line up and everything did not happen at the right time. I bought it before I had a problem instead of waiting until I actually had the problem. Because at that point, you got to use it. You got a drain snake, you got to pull it out, you got to use it. You can't wait for it to be shipped to you to use it then in that case. Because the wife would kill me if I left that drain clogged for a long time. Alright guys, so in case you're curious to see how the unit spins and works and runs and so forth, I have it plugged in. I'm going to power it up and I'm going to spin it both forward and backwards so you can see how it works. Since the drain is fully in, it doesn't matter what direction you spin it in, you're not going to kink it or mess it up in any way. So as long as it's all the way in, you're fine. It can spin in any direction. You're not going to create any kinking problems. When it's out, that's when you have problems. But when it's fully back in, you're fine. And to get it turning, you use the foot pedal. And be careful with this when you're using it. Be sure you don't place this in a position that you're going to stomp on it accidentally. Because if you have your hands anywhere near this stuff, this unit has a lot of torque and it can seriously hurt you. So always keep your hands out here where the snake is, away from the drum itself when you're using it, okay? When you're going to do any work on the drum itself, make sure it's unplugged. Always make sure it's unplugged so you don't hurt yourself, all right? So here we go. I have it plugged in and I'm going to spin it in one direction and then the other one. And here you go. And it's not an on-off. It's basically whenever you're pressing on it. Now let's go the other direction. And this baby really wants to spin. I'm having to hold it down to keep it from moving since I have it on a lifted platform to make it easier for me to shoot. But this guy really wants to spin, so it has a lot of power to it. Alright guys, there you have it. An introduction to my newest drain cleaning auger, the 75-foot 1/2 inch steel core drain cleaner from Vevor. Like I said previously, this was not your typical product review because I don't have a clogged drain to use it on right now. But when I do have a clogged drain, I will use this drain auger and show you how it works without having to discuss all the features at that time. When that time comes, which it always does, I will do a DIY drain cleaning video instead of a product review video. But since I got this drain auger before I have a clogged drain and at a better price than what Harbor Freight has available, I wanted to share it with you guys and make you aware that there are more choices and more options when shopping for a commercial grade product at a consumer price. Check out the Vevor website for complete details. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.